right, so the term core can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but I want to make sure that I'm clear about what I mean when I say core. So there are a lot of changes that happen when you're pregnant that are adaptations to allow that baby to grow. And they are positive and they are helpful in order to make room for the baby. But after the baby is born, there are not drivers that change your core function back again. And so when we talk about your core here, I am referring to the combination of the muscles that work together in your trunk, okay? So this is the deepest aspect of your core. At the top of the cylinder that is your core, you have your diaphragm under your rib cage, okay? At the bottom of the cylinder or of your trunk, you have your pelvic floor. Wrapping around the sides are your abs, and in the back is your back, okay? So today we're talking specifically about the back. So when you're pregnant, there is a lot of stretching that happens of your abs. There's a lot of lengthening and pressure on your pelvic floor. Regardless of how you deliver, whether it's a C-section or a vaginal delivery, you still have a lot of stretching that happens in your pelvic floor. But we don't talk as much about the changes that happen in your spine. But if I refer to the pregnant lady posture, I have a feeling most people know what I mean, because pregnant women stand a bit like this because they're trying to make room for this baby to grow in the front. And so what happens in my spine when I do this is an arching of my back. And as I arch like that, I'm putting pressure out into my belly. And depending on how my body responds and the mechanics, what makes me up, I might hold more tension in my pelvic floor, or I might lack strength and function of my pelvic floor. I might let go more. So I talk a lot about how to change this ab and pelvic floor function. We have to change our posture. We have to consider where our pelvis is in space. We have to consider where our rib cage is in space. We have to learn to connect with those pelvic floor muscles and those ab muscles to know what they're doing. But in order to hold your pelvis in the right position and your rib cage in the right position, you're going to need more strength in your back. Now, this is not the same as when you arch your back and you do ab exercises, but you feel it all in your back. That's not the same thing, because then your core isn't all working together. What I'm referring to instead is when you have enough strength in your back to hold your spine without an excessive curve and to allow your pelvic floor and your abs to function on top of that better spine position, because your diaphragm and your abs attach to your spine and they work better depending on that back position. So most people are generally in one of two camps. Either they hold excessive rounding in their spine and then they put pressure out into their belly or down onto their pelvic floor, and it makes it harder to get a good contraction of those muscles. So in strengthening your back, it helps give them a little bit more of a curve and improves ab and pelvic floor function, but you need that back strength to be able to hold it in the right position. Or the other scenario is people who arch excessively in their back, and these muscles are doing all of the work and these muscles aren't doing enough. So first we create length here, but then we have to strengthen things to hold them in this position so that we don't fall back into here. Because arching your back all the time is tightening some muscles in your back, but it's not really helping you create the stability that you need to hold a more neutral position to allow your abs and diaphragm to function better. So let me know what questions you have on this.